Hi, y'all. I'm Allison. Let's continue our tribute to the U.S. and the 4th of July by playing a bonus round of the 4th of July edition of Just Spin It. We are playing for one of my viewers today, Phenexrose. We're going to do, I believe it is 6 spins, and see if we can pick out some books for them to read in the month of July. So if you missed my round, I'll link it up here. So the board got a whole new makeover, all new images with prompts to go with them. The prompts vary from everything from regions of the U.S. to some cultural moments and history, military, the whole gambit. All right, let's go ahead and get to our first spin and find out what book I'm going to be recommending to Phenexrose. I will be doing 2 books for each prompt, one from my library and one from theirs by digging through Storygraph. Okay, my dog is right here at my feet. Let me see if I can y'all see her? So I am maneuvering over her. So if you see me doing some weird motions, that's why. Okay, our first spin. Let's go. Phenexrose, are you ready? Lucky number 7. Let's see if it's going to live up to its reputation. You got a red, white, and blue top hat. A hat on cover. Okay, this should be fun to find. All right, I've been digging and we have a hat. So I have not read this one yet. Series that my son got for me and I haven't, like I said, begun it. But it's This Side of Murder, a Verity Kent mystery by Anna Lee Hooper. Okay, she was in the Secret Service in the Great War over in England, 1919. Her husband dies, and she goes to attend an engagement party of a friend and discovers that some dark secrets are out, including the fact that she was in the Secret Service. Her husband didn't even know that. There's somebody dies, there's cryptic messages. So mystery. I guess she's going to find out who's behind the blackmail and the murder. So there is from my library with a hat. And if you do read it, you'll have to let me know if it's good. I also wanted to give you another option. When I found this book, I immediately thought of you because I know you really like the history of witchcraft and all of those books. So I'm going to recommend The Witches, Salem, 1692 by Stacy Schiff. This is a nonfiction. So I don't know, but she's got a hat. I will be reading it this month. So if nothing else, maybe it'll land on your list for later. From your library, I found this middle grade. It's an Agatha Audley mystery, and I believe you're on book 2, Murder at the Museum. It happens in London. There's a disabled tube station, a huge fireworks display, and 5,000 tons of gold bullion, I believe, is missing. So there's that one. And that looks really cute. So you'll have to let me know if this is a series I should be checking out. I love middle grade and I love mysteries. Okay, so let's go ahead and replace that. Got all sorts of ones. You know what? We'll just take off the top. Independence Hall. This is where the Declaration was signed. And it is set in summer. Because those poor men sat there in their wool coats and hashed everything out in July. They were melting. Kind of how we're doing in Texas right now. Yeah, we're not going to go down the road. At least I'm not sweating today. All right, let's go ahead and spin for the second one. Number 12. Got Mount Rushmore. Okay, something set in the Midwest. So I'm gonna, instead of listing the states, I will put up a map that shows you the section that we're specifically talking about. So this could be some good ones. I will not be sticking to the American theme like I did with mine, because Phenexrose has been kind of struggling with a reading slump, so we don't want to limit things and make it more difficult to get out of that slump. And I don't know where I was going with that. That might be a thing for the day. For Midwest, I thought I'd encourage you to reread Dying to Meet You, which is the first one in the 43 Old Cemetery Road. Love this series. I know you do too. And this takes place in Illinois, so it is in the Midwest. If you want something a little bit more substantial, this is one I might try and work in somehow this month. I got The Pioneers at the library by David McCullough. And this is about settling in, I believe they land in the Ohio region. You know, we've got the wilderness, survival, the whole frontier experience. And I'm really looking forward to reading this one. So that's another nonfiction. Two way opposite ends of the spectrum. Okay, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to find one, but I did from your list. This is, I'm looking at my computer screen. What Lives in the Woods by Lindsay Curry. So Jenny Anderson just wants to spend the summer sleeping in and attending a mystery writing workshop. But no, family's got other plans. They're going to go to Michigan for the summer, and they're not staying in a hotel. They're staying in an old creepy mansion with like 26 bedrooms and everything. And Jenny is convinced there's something out in the woods that's trying to get her. And it says that this is for fans of Goosebumps. And I think this one's going to have to go on my wish list. It looks like something I would enjoy as well. Okay, let's replace it. I had a lot of fun picking out these prompts. Let's go with, how about an eagle? Bird on cover or in title. Actually gives us two right next to each other. Okay, third spin, Phenexrose. Okay, that is on 15. It's not between. You got a barbecue. Has a chef, either professional or just a hobby. Could be somebody who just likes to bake. Barbecuing, I bet there's going to be a lot of people doing that this weekend and on the 4th. From my library, I think this would definitely be a good one to get you reading again. It's light and fun, and the dog, I know you're a big dog lover, this dog will win your heart. So I'm going to recommend 2 Part Sugar, 1 Part Murder. It's the beginning of the Baker Street Mysteries. I read it recently, and I'm waiting for Part 2 to come out at the end of August. Highly enjoyed it. This one takes place in Michigan, and she has to run a bakery after she inherits her grandmother's house. She's got to live there and run the store for a year before the inheritance is finalized. So there's that one. Okay, got a different take on the chef vibe or trope or whatever you want to call it. 1,000 Recipes for Revenge by Beth Cato. This is the first one in the Clash of the Five Gods series, and it's historical fantasy. So the world is on the brink of war, and a mother and daughter are on the run. It's a swashbuckling adventure. So Ada has a magical perception of aromas, ingredients, and flavors. She's been in hiding for 16 years from the court because she didn't want to be a part of it. So there is that one. And again, that looks really intriguing. It seems like a different kind of magical system with an affinity for food. I like that. I haven't seen that before. Okay, let's get, what do we have in here? You know what? Let's get one of my favorite places to go in the U.S. Vegas. This, we're going to gamble. It's a coin toss between the highest and lowest rated book. All right. This will be spin number 4. Number 6. Y'all are hearing a bunch of weird sounds. It's all the cats going crazy. I would try to show you, but every time I do, by the time I get the camera down, they're already long gone. Okay, we got a ball cap. Small Town America. This could be good. Midnight at the Blackbird Cafe, I bet would be right up your alley, Phenexrose. I read this, I think it was either last November or the one before, and I really enjoyed it. It's got a very heartwarming, uplifting feel to it with some magical realism. Definitely takes place in a small town. And again, she inherits her grandmother's bakery, and she has to move there and live there for a year in this small town. And the town embraces her because her grandmother was a big figure within the town. She was a big component of the town, and it's just really good. It's just like a warm hug. So I would recommend this one. Okay, Phenexrose, I just saw in yours you have Croak, which is one of my favorites by Gina D'Amico. This is Lex, and it is set in a small town. I think the population is like 116 people. So Lex is getting in trouble. Her parents are fed up with her wild ways, and she's being sent for the summer to stay with her Uncle Mort. Little do they know, he plans to introduce her to the family business so she can take her rightful place as a Grim Reaper. I love this book. It's hilarious. It's got a good story, some good friendships, and we even have some American icons in it. If I remember correctly, Edgar Allan Poe. We've got some of the presidents, and it is hilarious. They steal every little scene they're in. Granted, they only have a few cameos, but I think this would definitely end a reading slump. Because for me personally, something lighthearted and funny, just, yeah, I'm there for it. I just flip and flip and flip those pages. So, grab Croak and read it. I think you will really love it, and I can't wait to find out if you do or not. It's got some dark humor, and I think it'll be right up your alley. Okay, let's move on. Okay, let's replace that with, got a cute little astronaut in honor of the moon landing. So this will be set in space. Okay, let's go ahead and do our fifth spin. Number 14. Did we have that? No, we did not. Got our vote button. Hold an election. So we need 3 candidates from 3 different genres, and then we'll let y'all decide what book it'll be. So that one, that should be fun. Okay, so for the vote, I think what I'm going to do is just pick 3 books from your library instead of coming up with 6 altogether, because that'll make my brain melt. So the options are 1, Italian Summer. This is a contemporary magical realism, and it's quite popular right now, I believe. Katie's mom passes away. The trip they've been planning for practically a lifetime is coming up. They were supposed to go to Positano, I don't know, somewhere in Italy for 2 weeks. And it's the magical town where Carol, Katie's mother, had met her father, and Carol had really been looking forward to taking her daughter there. So Katie, after her mom has passed, she decides to go on this trip. Once she arrives, she feels really connected with her mom. She's glad she went. It's helping with her grieving process. And then she stumbles upon her mother, suntanned, happy, healthy, and 30 years old again. Because yes, it is a magical island. So that's that one. And I'm a little intrigued by it as well. And then we have Mina and the Undead by Amy McCaw. This is a YA fantasy horror. So we have a 17-year-old Mina. She lives in England. She's going to New Orleans to stay with her estranged sister, Libby. Mina is from the town that inspired Dracula. And she is all about horror movies, and Mina cannot wait to experience the dark secrets of New Orleans, the vampire tours, the creepy crypts, spooky cemeteries, and disturbing local myths. And it gets even better when Mina lands a part-time job at a horror movie mansion. Everything's going great until she's exploring the mansion and she stumbles upon a murdered body with vampire marks on their neck, clutching what looks to be a lock of her sister's hair. So I want to read that one. I'm adding that to my list. You'll never guess what my vote's going to be. Okay, our third option is the mystery thriller, The House at Midnight by Lucy Whitehouse. So Lucas inherits the house from his uncle. He expects it will be a perfect place for him and his friends to get away from London, because this is out in Oxfordshire. But in the claustrophobic house, over a hot, decadent summer, secrets start coming out and sexual tensions arise. So I don't know. It's a mystery thriller. You'll have to read it to find out what kind of secrets. So those are our three options. Again, we have One Italian Summer, a contemporary magical realism, Mina and the Undead, which is a YA horror, fantasy horror, I believe it was, and then The House at Midnight, a mystery thriller. So we will have a poll for that. And if Phenexrose is game, then y'all will decide which one they should read. In fact, what I'll do is on my community tab, I will set up a little poll and put all three books. So when you're done watching this, you can hop on over to my channel and it'll be on the community tab and you can vote which one Phenexrose should read. And I will cast my vote when I set it up. So I'm excited to see what y'all pick. Phenexrose, of course, if you want to conduct your own poll, then go for it. Even if you want to poll a TBR jar, go for it. However you want to handle it, but we are going to give you a winner. Okay, and it doesn't really matter. So you know what? We need Ben. He belongs on the board. He played such an important role in the beginning of our country, continuing past the Declaration and all that stuff. Our libraries, our post office, the fire department. We owe him so much. So we'll honor that with an American Abroad, because he spent a lot of time in France. The star just hasn't been willing to come out to play with us. But I've replaced them with fireworks, and you, my friend, deserve some fireworks. So we're going to force it, and I'm going to spin. If it lands on the star naturally, which is a 1, then we have to do number 1 and go up top. Otherwise, whatever number it is, we'll just pick straight from the top. Okay, Phenexrose, are you ready? I thought you were going to get it. That is number 24. Oh, I just bumped into Lily. That's really tricky. Okay, so I didn't replace mine. It's not going to matter. But you know, I'm going to put one up there. Okay, there. That was there the whole time. Okay, but we need a number 4 because we just go to 5 and keep circling. Okay, Phenexrose. See what you get. It's a dud. Try again. So I have to respin for the star and +1. So I guess it was good that I put that up, but yeah. Okay, we keep going. Sorry. So first, let's replace it. Okay, here's what's left. These are our options. I'm going to go with, let's do this one on top. And I can't show you because that's a surprise. Okay, so we're spinning again for a firework. This time it doesn't matter. If it lands on 1, we're just doing up here. Okay, ready? 19. Where's that going to take us? It's the same number, the one we just put up. Let's see if this one was any better. You get to play with sparklers and read a childhood favorite. I loved sparklers when I was a kid. Childhood favorite. I almost forgot this one. I am going to go with Encyclopedia Brown. If you can still get a hold of these. If not, then another one from my library would be, I loved Ramona Quimby. She was adorable. I don't remember all of the details, but I loved her books. I ate them up. I believe she was a second grader, and it was all the little trouble that she got into, and I believe that was by Beverly Cleary. So those two are some of my childhood favorites, other than Nancy Drew, which we already established. I can't predict what yours were. I'm sure we've talked about them, but this heat wave has fried my brain, and I've got nothing left to tap into. So I'm going to leave that one to your discretion. So that worked out pretty good. Oh, but we still have to add one more. So let's replace in case the star comes up naturally. And oh, I'm pulling from the wrong pile. Okay, let's go with this red and black one. Change things up a little bit. I still can't show it to you. Okay, this might be the last spin. Are you ready? That's on 22, which is the Army. So I did my family tree way back in the day, and everybody in my family has served. Every single male, all of the uncles, all the way back to way before the Civil War. So my family have very deep roots in the military. So we've got the U.S. Army weapon on cover. Okay, there's a ton of those, but how many get to? Swords and cannons and guns and a stiletto. All right, I'm gonna go more literal since this is the Army. Okay, here's another one that I think might be right up your alley. If you haven't already read it, I have. The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton. So if you look, very small, he is holding a revolver. He's also got a sword at his waist, and she has a revolver. There is women, they're lady scoundrels. I believe this is set like in the Victorian era, and they have the Victorian mannerism. It's very proper, but these women are also pirates and pretty ruthless and pretty badass. To add to it, they have magic. And if you do read it, I got confused at the beginning because their houses are their ships. Their magic enables them to levitate their entire house. So that is their ship, and they are floating up above London. And this is all out in the open because there's no hiding. Everybody knows this isn't one where magic is being hidden from the normal society. They're all aware. There are pirate houses up above them. So here's this one. I'm going to give you a bonus one on this one as well, and that is Hex by Kevin Hearn. I know I've probably pitched this one to you a few times, but it might be just perfect for getting out of the slump. It's a fast, quick read, but very intriguing and entertaining. And it's got a dog who steals everything. I love Oberon. But this one's very supernatural. You've got a druid. There is, his best friend is a vampire lawyer. There's tons of humor in it. I highly recommend it. So there's that one. And he definitely has a weapon, that big sword. All right, from yours, Cleopatra's Dagger by Carol Lawrence. I'm intrigued. I love this cover. But if you look, there is a dagger on there. It's quite small. But we have a 19th century journalist who is going to be matching wits with a serial killer in New York. Ooh, so Elizabeth, along with her best friend, discover a mummy at a site for an obelisk that's going to be built in Central Park. The obelisk is Cleopatra's Needle, and there's a body there wrapped up like a mummy. So Elizabeth leaves her socialite column that she's got on the paper. She's like the only female reporter, and she is going to follow this investigation and find out what happened. I'm intrigued by this. All right, Phenexrose, I hope you had fun with this, and I hope this will give you some help with your indecision so you can start reading again. I definitely know how that goes. And y'all, if anybody else would like to do this, you want me to play my game for you, all of information I need will be down in the description below. So just send me a email and we can hash it all out. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I don't know that I will have time to play in August for anybody, so more than likely it would be September. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I hope to see you in my next one, which I think will be, I might play one of 3. I'm not positive. We will have to see how it works out. All right, y'all have a great one. Happy 4th of July, and I hope to see you next time. Bye now.